If you've used Inventor in the past for assembling VEX components, you'll be used to using iMates. Unfortunately, Fusion 360 at the moment doesn't use iMates, so what I'm going to do to try and help me with my assembly is create some sketches on this channel component. If I just look back at my crank and slider assembly that I've done previous, you'll notice here that this channel, I have a couple of things attached to it. I have this slider channel piece here, and then on this side down here, if I just move this across and spin it around, you'll see just from the end there I've got a bearing bush, or a bush housing. So if you notice, that's actually two fixings in the second row and the fourth row in. So what I'm going to do, moving back to this, I'm going to create here, I just spin this around underneath. On here I'm going to, on this bottom side, I'm going to create a midpoint in that square hole and a midpoint in that square hole. Now if I was just to start sketching this geometry where I am now, you'll notice that I've got this active component, which is my top level assembly. I only want the sketches that I do to be related to the channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over the channel, I'm going to come across to the dot and activate this component only. So the sketches that you'll see that I do will only be related to this channel. If I now go to create sketch, I want to highlight this bottom surface as the area that I want to sketch on. This will now bring me at 90 degrees. If I then go sketch line and I zoom in to this hole here, now you can see it's latching onto the line, and as I move across, if I get to the end point of the line, I get a square. If I go to the midpoint, you'll see it actually gets the triangle. If I click once, release, and then come down and click again, I've now got a line that is the midway between these two faces. If I do the same again on that hole there, and on the underside I can do this for every hole that I'm going to attach something to. Once I've finished, I can then just bring that across, stop sketch, and I'm going to go back to my home view here. You can see that they're on the underside. Now also, if I look at my assembly, I've not actually placed in here a couple of screws, but for this I'm going to show you how we can position that. So if I go to my right view, I'm going to put a screw in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holes in, and I'm also going to put one right at the very end hole here. So 8 holes in. So this time, still with the channel active, I'm going to create a sketch on the top face this time. And this time I'm going to do a line, and the line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. So if I zoom in, you see I catch my midpoint to midpoint, zoom out, you might pan across, midpoint to midpoint. And again, I can do this for every hole that I'm going to attach something to. So I've now created sketches on the top face to locate the centre positions of these holes on the top, and for any on the bottom as well. I'm now ready to start adding another component and creating an assembly.